Thank you so much. You have made it on to part two of the story time. Thank you so much for being so generous, so faithful to the family, so that you decided to come and watch the full story. Thank you so much. So we shall now hop into the second part of the story. And if it's your first time watching this video and you don't even know or understand what I'm talking about, then it means that you're missing something, you're missing out something. So I will encourage you to go and find the part one of the story time, the most traumatizing experiences in my life. This is a part two. So if you are here and you haven't watched the previous video, please go back and watch the first one. It's only when this one in particular can make sense. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for coming back. To the returning subscribers, thank you so much. And if you are new, I would like to encourage you to kindly subscribe to my channel and join the family, and leave a comment in the comment section below, and also share my content on the socials if you don't really mind. So tell a friend to tell their friends, and we will be one happy and wonderful family. Thank you so much. We are not gonna take a lot of time, so let's just already go straight and dig in the second story of what had happened, like I was talking about in the story. So I believe I ended up where I was explaining how I got out from the hospital, when the doctor finally told me that I can pack up and leave. But then that day, like I've explained, I didn't just understood what was happening with me, that I ended up like just hesitating to go home. So actually, in my way home, the same day I was released from the hospital, I ended up getting into a car accident. So what basically happened is that, like, I was headed home from the hospital the very same Friday, and while I was in the taxi that I was traveling in, so we collided with another car. Like I've also said, it happens to be a patient that stayed that day. So that car was coming from the open market, I would say, like when it's patient estates and people be selling stuffs, and like those kind of cars. So it was like fully packed behind with people and their belongings and stuff. So these cars collided, and the other car, it was like flying in the air, and like people hit their heads on the road, like from the other car. But for us who was in the taxi, our taxi like went on the sides, and we found ourselves like somewhere in the bush. But also, I believe also from our car, one person also lost their lives. It was really a tragic and terrific experience, something that really like I've never experienced before. And from that experience, like, it have really opened my eyes. It had even brought something in my heart, or like for me to think and appreciate life. And really that day is the day that I even really got to question and think that really there must be a God somewhere. That was now back then when I was in high school. So I got in an accident, and I have to be taken, or we have to be taken, all of us, we have to be taken back to the hospital where I was released in the same day. And of course, when we get there, like, all the nurses were called, and even those that were already off, they were called. There was a lot going on, man. Like, we imagine like 3 nurses maybe on you, and everybody just injecting you. I don't know with what kind of injections it was just such a terrible experience, really. And like, from now, the nurses from the ward that I was released the same day, like, they were like, some of them, they were even like crying, like, we just released this person today, and again the same person had to come back again from a different experience. This was like battling TB, and now he's coming back again because he survived a car accident. I'm really grateful to God, because I believe in that same accident at least 5 lives were lost. I think 3 or 4 on the scene, and some also gave in when they were like being transferred, I believe, from Enana to Onanjokwe, if I'm not mistaken. So may their souls rest in peace, and really I'm just grateful for life. And up to these days, now that I'm telling this story, it's really something that has been playing so much in my mind. It's something that I believe, if I knew better then, and I believe it's not still late, these are the kind of things that one would need even to go and like just see maybe a psychologist just to like unpack some of the stuff and understand and like complete. Of course, we might not really like get completely rid of these experiences, but like it's something that like reminds in your mind something that you get reminded of very often, man. Like every time I hear a car accident, and even now when I'm walking in the street, when I see a car maybe approaching, or like when I see like people driving, speeding, and like trying to show off with their cars or whatever the case is, like in my mind, I'm just like, if only they knew really that like when a car, an accident is about to happen, like just in a blink of an eye, and a lot of damage is made, a life is lost. So it's not something to play with. So I'll just like would like to encourage somebody. Probably you might be now somewhere, maybe in the bed of sicknesses, whatever the case might be, and maybe you are having something on hold. It could be your education, it could be your family, you could be even maybe in a foreigner country, or whatever the case is. Just have hope and believe in God, and that just know that anything, God is still in the business of miracles, and He can do it for you. If He have done it for people, just believe, have faith in Him, and also just abide and just follow the procedures. Take your medications. Of course, you'll be like homesick, or you would want to go back to work or whatever that you want to go. You just want to progress in life, but you have to understand and embrace the moment that you are in at the time, because life happens, and so sometimes it does not go according to our formulas. But when life shows up in ways that we didn't expect, so we only have to trust in God and believe God for miracles, that we are going to come out victorious. So I don't want to really keep this video really long. So that's what basically had happened, and really I just want to conclude and to close by saying, be grateful to God. Be grateful for life. Be grateful that you are all together. You are able to work. You are able to do whatever the work that you do. Like just be grateful to God. Somebody is somewhere gasping for breath. Somebody is somewhere out there yearning they had all their limbs together, their body intact to do a particular activity. It could be that maybe somebody was a soccer player and now they are injured, or maybe they cannot stand. Somebody was maybe an artist like drawing, but now maybe they've lost their sight. So such stuff. So it's really necessary for us to appreciate a little thing that we have received from God freely. It's something that we have to be grateful for, and also like to take care of ourselves, and even to encourage our people that are close to us. It could be your kids, it could be your significant others, it could be a colleague that are always telling you, no, me, I don't drive a certain speed, I always have to put it on the last one, or like such kind of jokes. It sounds funny when a person is saying it, but one day you never know when it's gonna be, things gonna turn against you, and you would find yourself on the other side, and you'll be like, if only I have had, if only I have listened of, or you would say, if only I have told them before while they were like experiencing this, or while they were playing with cats and stuff like that. So I'm really grateful. I'm really grateful, and thank you so much for coming on to part 2. I don't really want to make it long, so because I have to go to a lot of other stuff, things life be happening out there, and that's the reason why I even have to come and make this part 2 this late. So life really had been happening, and like I just have to juggle on both sides. I have to like to keep everything in balance. Like I have said, thank you so much. I appreciate you, and if you are new, if it's your first time, please kindly ask you to join the family, subscribe to my channel, and help me get out somewhere there and get this message to more people as we can by sharing my content on your socials. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, and I'm signing out for now. We shall meet again right here on this channel. Thank you. Bye. Ciao.